Hi everyone, it's Holly Marie King, and we are back with the Emblem Knights Rough Draft. If you're interested in this series, I post every Monday, so make sure that you're subscribed, because most of the people that watch my content aren't subscribed, and it's kind of a bummer. Like, more subscriptions, please. If you don't like it, that's fine. I just like to share my books with people. And I keep saying this, I'll probably say it until I'm done with the series, just in case there are people that are watching this for the first time. I have the final draft that I post of this every other week, and then when that book is finally done, I am not doing any more of my final drafts, mostly because I don't have any more. I'm currently working on the sequel to Not a Dream, which is the first book that I read on this channel. It is going to be on a playlist on my channel, Rough and Final Draft. And also, it's just not as fun for me to read my final drafts, because I read these books 100 times as I'm editing it and getting it ready to publish. Believe it or not. I do love my books, though. Just when you read something over and over and over and over again, it gets kind of boring. I read mostly my rough drafts because it's funny how terrible my books were beforehand. And also, in the description below, there will be a way you can either buy the book, or you can read the book in its entirety on my Wattpad, which will also be in the description below. Anyway, without further ado, let's get started on the Emblem Knights Rough Draft, Chapter 29. We're getting close to the end. So fairly soon, Emblem Knights is going to be done. Oh my gosh, thought it was never going to happen. It's only been going on for a couple of years. Anyway. Let's get started. Chapter 9, A Fork in the Group. Do we seriously have to walk? Yui whined for the 5th time that day. Her skirts had been torn and soiled for quite some time. Yuri turned to face her sister, gritting her teeth. They told you that the wagon was built for the children and supplies, no one else. She turned back and trudged on. I don't see the harm in you catching a ride. Ray's voice made Yuri turn on her heel to look at the wagon. If she could have, Yuri would have exploded at that very moment. Yui, that dreadful whining woman, was being helped into the wagon by none other than her fearless leader. That's it! I can't take it anymore, Yuri shouted, throwing her hands in the air. Everyone stopped and stared at her, but she didn't care. What's happening to us? She thrusted a hand towards the wagon. This thing would not be here if all of you hadn't gone insane. Those children wouldn't be here either. Yuri, calm down. I think you're under just a little too much stress, Daisuke said calmly. He approached her, but Alec and Mike stopped him, shaking their heads. Shut up, Daisuke, Yuri shouted at him. I can't do this anymore. She turned towards the fork in the road. I'm going in a different direction than any of you. It's not safe for someone to go by themselves, Ray warned. Well, if anyone wants to travel without that wagon, can come with me, Yuri said, turning. And I don't even want to speak to Yui right now, much less speak to her. I think I meant look at her. So please, if you want to be with her, then stay here. She continued to walk down the path away from everyone. How dare you, Yuki shouted, stepping into her sister's path. Yui hasn't done anything wrong. Why is she even here? Yuri asked, almost whining. To bring up morale, Yuki said, almost at a loss for words. Yuri stared at her sister with level eyes. Yuki stepped back, afraid. I don't care, Yuri said, shouldering past Yuki. I'm leaving. Yuri! Joey grabbed his flute and ran after his sister. Maddie fastened a makeshift carrier to her back. She put Murphy inside it and went with her. Are you insane, Maddie? Yuri won't go the easy way, Michelle shouted after him. Daisuke sighed and followed. Alec and Mike nodded to Jack, following. Roy, with a goofy look on his face, followed their lead. Alex stood there, not knowing what to do. Alex, if you go with her, I will never forgive you, Alice said. She had a scowl fixed on her lips. Stay there, Alex. That way you won't have to be confused by me anymore, was Yuri's last words before the small group that had left disappeared from view. What should we do? Ray asked Jack. Leave them, Jack said, walking on. We have a long ways to go before nightfall. Good luck, Ray, John said as he hoisted his bag onto his shoulder. What? Ray looked back at his lifelong friend. This place is full of children. I feel better sticking with Yuri. You'll do fine without me, John explained, nodding to Jack. He turned from the road. They traveled on and followed Yuri's trail. Let's go, Jack ordered, urging the group to move forward. The group soon came to a three-way road. Jack examined the road on the far right. "This forest is a maze," he said finally. "What do you mean?" Ray asked, coming nearer his friend. Jack pointed at the road. "Yuri went by here not too long ago. Somehow the road she took led her this way," he said. "I think we should split up here." "What?" Ray jumped back. "Why?" "That way we can travel faster, and the wagon can travel at its pace," Jack said, motioning to his men towards the road on the far left. "And I believe you should take the wagon." "Why?" Ray asked, exasperated. "Because most of your men abandoned you, and it'll give you time to realize that you have more men than just Murphy." Jack said. He walked over to Roger. "Come with us." "Not without one of my children," Roger told him. "What? Why would we want to take a child with us?" Jack asked as though Roger had just said a stupid question. "Because I don't want to leave them here to fend for themselves," Roger said. "Not unless someone can take care of it," Jack countered. He turned towards Alice and Yuki. "You two, follow my men." The girls nodded and obeyed. "I'll take care of one," Trisha volunteered. "How old are you?" Jack asked. He knew the small girl had put a lot of effort into her training and that she was a very good fighter. 11, the girl told him frankly. Jack sighed. "We'll take the youngest," he said, knowing that Trisha would have her hands full. Plus, it would be good training for the young girl. "Guard her with your life," he murmured to the 11-year-old. Trisha nodded, taking Olivia by the hand and following the group. Jack nodded to Roger. "All right." Roger followed the children now without question. "I'll see you all later. Don't worry, your families will be safe under my watch," Jack reassured Michelle and Yui. He grabbed Alex by the arm before he left. "Alex, I need you to protect these people. Don't forget to do a little thinking of your own." With that said, Jack disappeared with the rest of his group. Ray began the wagon moving again towards the middle road. Alex was the only one to walk as the women and children traveled inside. They were asking to be attacked. "Alex," Yui poked her head out of the wagon as the rain pelted down on them. "Come inside." Alex shook his head, letting the rain wash over him. It was a wake-up call for him. He'd forgotten that he should be deciding what he was going to do about Yuri. "I like the rain," he said shortly. Yui shrugged and retreated back inside. "Kayla, what do you think you're doing?" Yui's 11-year-old hopped out of the wagon to come up next to Alex. "Why do you like the rain so much?" she asked Alex. "Because it's soothing," he said to her. "I think you just want to make Yuri mad," Kayla said. Alex looked at her crossly. His mind didn't realize that this girl was a privileged girl who had been educated and pampered all her life not on a battlefield like him and his friends. "What do you know, little girl?" "I just know these things, okay?" she informed him smugly. "Get out of here, kid," he sneered. "What's wrong with you?" "I was only chatting with you," she said. "You know what happened to us when we chatted?" he asked the 11-year-old. "We were whipped raw and thrown to the wolves to finish us off." The little girl looked up at him, her lip quivering, her tears filling her eyes. "Mommy!" She ran back to the wagon and hopped inside. "I changed my mind," Yui shouted at him. "You can stay out there." "Shut up, woman!" Ray shouted from the top of the wagon. "Alex, sit up here with me." It was an order, not a request, so the younger man hopped up on the seat next to him. "What a brute," Yui said, appalled. "I can't believe Jack left us with such a man." "Look, lady, just because you ran away from home and became filthy rich doesn't mean that you can forget about your roots. Children like her, from where you came from, know better than she does," Ray said. He didn't want to hear the woman's whining anymore. Yuri had a right to be angry with him. It was too late to back out of his word now. Chapter 30, The Castle. What did I write? What is that? Well, the final draft is nothing like this. This is where it's completely different. Because Yui and children do not exist in the final. Because I took her out. Because I thought it was silly that they had another sister. I thought it was silly. Yeah, as I said at the beginning of the video, please leave a like if you liked this video. Please share it if you know someone who would like this video. And if you want more content like this, I do upload the rough draft every other week, but then the final draft is the following week. So, rough final, if that was confusing. So next week will be a final draft after this one. But as I said, once I'm done with the Emblem Knights final draft, that is it. There will be no more final drafts on this channel. I have a Wattpad. If you enjoy my writing, I do have a few stories posted on there that I try to keep up with, but it's hard because there's a lot of things to do. And also, you can buy this book on Amazon. It will be in the description below. But yeah. Anyway, hopefully I will see you guys next time. Bye!